I'm going to go over the wealth decision again with you guys. I've been talking about this a lot. We've been talking about this, especially for our investors. Like, where do you want to go? And if you think about it, this right here, right now, this is our wealth pyramid. So if you take a look at wealth on a pyramid, the bottom part of the pyramid, they're already taken care of. Then you have the tip top of the pyramid. I'm not talking about the 1%. I'm talking about the top of the 1%. That is BlackRock, Blackstone, Vanguard, endowment funds, CalPERS, all of them. Even within here, you have sovereign princes, you have people in Saudi, you have Russian oligarchs, you have the top of the top of the top, people who would dwarf Warren Buffett. These are the wealthiest companies in the world who control everything. So naturally, I want to be here. Why not? Right? Like we want to build something, but we can't get there doing it fighting alone. Typically, most people are stuck in the middle. The middle class, either you're a middle class millionaire, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're a professional, whatever the case may be. But primarily, this area is the target. So everyone typically wants to go from the bottom of the middle class to the middle of the middle class, the top of the middle class to get into the 1%. And to make it easy math, let's see. I know it was Investopedia, and also what's the name of this site? This site, I won't go through what the site is because I can't pull it. I can pull it. What's the name of the site real fast? I know somebody was like, don't do that. It's slow, but I wanted to do it anyways. But um it was something like Capital Graphs or something like that. Like it's one of those type sites, but it talks about $800,000 is the income that you need to be that's the income, the top 1%. $800,000 income. Now, I have on the bottom of this, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'll move it. $400,000 is the typical individual income for you to be able to be in the top 1% of income earners. But the fastest way to go from the middle class Americans, middle class or middle in any country, really. You're in the middle, whether you're in Europe, you're in Asia, you're in the United States, you're in Canada, you're in Mexico, wherever you are, right? Typically, you're going to have you can't earn your way. Most people are talking about let's earn income. What else can you do? If you're a business owner, yeah, you have an unlimited amount of earning ability if you're going to earn income. But typically the fastest way for you to go from the middle to the top, if you're going to go here, you're not going to earn your way to the top. Boom. You're going to invest your way to the top. This is an easier target to be because Investopedia says is you need $13.7 million worth of net worth to actually be considered the top of the food chain here. So that should be the goal for you and your family. And if you're going to invest your way to the top, then you know that you need to be able to take your money, your earned income. You don't need 800,000, you don't need 300,000. If you have a business, you need to be minimum $1 million in income. $1 million in income in your business. And as you guys have heard me say already, based on the statistics, 9 out of 10 businesses in America make less than $1 million in revenue a year. So that is not a problem. What that is there's a commitment thing. You need to be 100% committed. And I got to move over some. You got to be 100% committed to what I call the wealth playbook. If you have a business or you're a business owner or you're an entrepreneur or a professional, 70% of your time, if you're going to follow this wealth playbook and make the decision to get to the top of the food chain, and you're going to use your business to do it, 70% of your time is going to be spent on marketing and sales, period. Because this is the only activity in any business that produces money. This is the only one. The other 30% of your time, which can be broken up into 15-15. Can you guys see that? Good. That's going to be in operations and admin, period. But if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, 70% of your time should be spent on marketing and sales. The rest of your time is going to be in operations, which is delivery of that, delivering a product, a service, or whatever, and the administration of that. And then once you get this happening consistently, then you move into the scale, right? That's duplication. 10x in yourself, 10x in your company, 10x in your employees, things like that. But they have to have something to focus on. That is your wealth playbook, which is why I always said the wealthy are just playing by a different playbook. They're using a different playbook. So while they're working their playbook, you are a part of the playbook, somebody else's playbook, if it's not your own. Even if it's your own, you're still inside of your playbook. But this is how you need to look at that. So as in when I talk about investing your way to the top, like for you guys, I have Bell Capital. We're a real estate fund. We raise money for deals, and primarily we raise equity for deals. And how these deals work is this. Typically on the deals we look at in any real estate, quality real estate, there's two components. You have debt. I'm going somewhere with this with top of the food chain, so you get it. You have the debt, and then you have the equity. You have the equity. We get this from a bank. Period. That's the best money in the world. You're going to get in any real estate deal. I'm talking about you guys. Let's say you guys are a partner, not a partner. You're thinking about how do you invest your way to the top of the food chain? Because this is how big institutions do it with these deals. Most of the deals we look at are institutional quality deals, deals that banks, big wealthy companies take a look at. This is going to be about 60 to 70% of the deal. This other 30% of the deal, or even 25% of the deal, or either 40% of the deal, however you want to look at it, this right here is going to be a lender or partners, right? Those are going to be from your partners. This right here is going to come from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Inch Life Co., a debt fund, Wall Street. There's unlimited amount of money over here, and there's no shortage amount of money on the planet. So we have a choice, just like you have a choice from an investment standpoint. We can go to a Goldman Sachs or a JP Morgan, or I can go to my friends and my family and the people who know me and my business associates and connections that I have on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, RIA groups, meetup groups, all the connections that I currently have in business, and all of my friends that are entrepreneurs, people who work, good people, things like that. So I have choices, just like you have choices. But rather than go to like a Goldman or JP Morgan, I just bypass them. I don't want to, I'd rather work with you guys, right? So this is where you guys get the opportunity to invest your way into the wealth class, because that's how this situation works. This is how this works. This is typically what a big institution does. And only now are we able to do these things as middle-class entrepreneurs. I'm a middle-class guy. I mean, if you don't have a big company or a big business or anything like that, you're middle class. If you're not JP Morgan, if you're not Goldman Sachs, if you aren't Bank of America, you're a little guy, period. So here's what they'll do. They'll say, okay, we're going to buy $100 million worth of real estate, which we're working on doing that now, right? $100 million deal. A deal. This is an apartment complex. They're going to bring in 40%. So they're going to bring in $40 million cash. Boom. Boom. Here. This right here is going to be done through debt. So we can get done through a bank. They're going to do the debt. They're going to get this part from partners. This is the equity right here. So let's say all of us came together in this deal. Whatever, whether it's 10 of us, 100 of us, we all came together, we did this. We're expecting to get 5% on our money. I say, well, first, we're going to not lose our money. We're going to put our money into a deal. We're going to get our money out of the stock market, bank, retirement account. This is what they do. This is how this is done, right? I'm simplifying this. We're all going to come together and do that. We're not going to lose our money. We're just taking our money and converting cash to a real asset, something real, something tangible, like an apartment complex, a big 200 institutional quality asset, great location, owned by an institution, blah, 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 right? Like I want you to get that part. It's a real asset. It's converted. Now, so we didn't lose our money, and we expect to get a 5% return on our money over time, right? That's $2 million a year. Let's say we're in that deal for 10 years. We would have made $20 million just in cash flow over that 10-year time. So stick with me on this. So let's say we all can. So think about that. If you were looking to build your net worth and you invested, your money is now making money on top of itself. It's no longer just sitting in the bank earning you nothing, right? It's in a deal, so you didn't lose it. It's in a real asset that's appreciating over time, and we're getting cash flow while we sit and we wait. All right. The next thing, let's say over this 10 years, we raise the rents by 5%. So we have a 5% increase in our income, right? So now that's another $2 million. But let's say we didn't do it for 10 years. We only did it for 5 years. Let's back that off. So we didn't get it all 5 years for the increase. So we got 5%. That's happening no matter what. That's our average. And then we also got another 5% increase, but we only did that for 5 years, right? So that's 10. That's $10 million over 5 years. So we've already made $30 million on our money while we sat and waited over that time frame, right? So we're already doing great. We 40 million, we're already $30 million just in cash flow, and we never lost our principal balance because we put in $40 million, right? Because we had a bank loan for the other 60, hypothetically. So then later, here's how the wealthy play this game. Different playbook. Again, some people know this, some people don't, but primarily most people aren't playing this game. This has been a game that's been played for decades by institutions and wealthy families and stuff like that. So later, they still got the asset. They're $30 million in their cash flow, right? That's that 5% plus the 5%. They've already made $30 million on their 40. So that 40 is still sitting. Then later, a couple things are going to happen. One, they're going to go back and try to sell the property. They're going to enter the market and recapitalize. So let's say they go and they sell. They got their $40 million, that original, right? They made $30 million over time in the cash flow. Cash flow. Then when they sell, they're going to get their $40 million back plus another $40 million. Boom. That's $110 million on one asset that they made. Boom. And they're probably, most of this will probably have been tax free because they would have offset their tax burden of the money that they made by depreciating the asset, which is a tax advantage of real estate. So this is how the wealthy play the game. So they got all their 40 million back, plus another 40, plus another 30 that all of the investors got access to. They all got a percentage of this, right? Or better scenario. You go back to the lender. Let's say I did this because I've done this in some of my other past deals. We go back to the lender and we refinance and we take out our 40 million back, 40 million out. So we got 30 million in cash flow. Here, we refinance this 40 million. We distributed all this back to the investors and then we stay in the deal. We stayed in the deal. Well, that should have been an infinite return. Now we have an infinite return on our money because we got no more money in that deal, right? So we refinanced, we took out our initial 40. I gave you your 40 back, so you're all good on that. You made 30, and now we're going to stay in the deal, and we're going to keep cash flowing because we still own the deal. We have an infinite return because it's immeasurable. You can't measure it on a calculator anymore at all because you don't have any more money in the deal. The wealthy continue to do this, and they still have what originally started off as $100 million asset that they own. They have no money in that deal whatsoever. And they're still cash flowing and they own it. And then they take this 40 million that they originally had, and then they roll that into the next deal because they didn't have to pay taxes on that either. Probably not taxed on this because of the accelerated depreciation and got all the write-offs. And because they refinanced this money back out, which was their original capital. They recapitalized themselves, which is what it's called. That is non-taxable as well, right? And now they're still own the asset. They're still getting all the write-offs. They're still getting future cash flows of the deal. And they got $100 million asset. It's probably worth more than that to be able to refinance. New debt. So they also get to write off any type of interest payments that they've made on the debt that they borrowed on that specific asset. And remember, they aren't paying they're not paying for this. The residents, the tenants are paying for this. There's professional management. The tenants are paying the expenses and the debt and the taxes and the insurance and the costs and everything that goes along with this while they're just collecting capital. This is how the wealth play the real estate game. It's not what your mommy and daddy told you. Buy a house, live in it, pay on it, hope it goes up in value, go get a job for college. That's why that's the middle class playbook. Work hard, earn money, save your money, buy a home, stay stuck in the same place, get a mortgage for 30 years, live there, hope that later down the line when you sell it, it has any value. And oh, by the way, while you were working and living and stuff like that, you got college debt, you have a lot of things going on, you hope that you made it. Like a lot of stuff has to happen for you to ever get here. This is the trap. This is really the trap. It feels like this is the trap. I even colored that out, but what I should have done was color this and leave this open. Because what really needs to happen here is either somebody needs to focus on making more money so they can invest their way out, or while they have any amount of money, focusing on making their investments, their net worth go up, they continue to go here. And I just showed you our plan. That is the wealth plan. Invest in assets, that cash flow, that provide appreciation, that give us tax advantages, that we can get good leverage and scale. Like I showed you in the business, the scale part of the business part is get it to the place where you're operating so well and you're making so much money and things are working well that you can actually 10x your operations by adding more people. It's the same way with real estate. If instead of buying a single family house or investing in a single family home, you invest in 100 units, 200 units, 300 units, and you keep doing it. You keep making money, you keep investing in real estate, keep investing in assets. Focus on making more money, keep investing in assets. Before you know it, you have hit this. Your net worth, it'll be well over that if you keep doing what I'm telling you to do. But that is the playbook. If you ever want to get to the top 1%, maybe not the tip top 1%, but the top of the top 1%, you have to invest your way. You earn your way. You can't earn and save your way out of the middle class. You have to earn and invest your way out of the middle class into the top 1%. That is how wealth is created in this country. That's how wealth has been created in this country for centuries, right? Earn money, save money, invest money in something that multiplies your money and gets your money to work as hard for you as you did for it. But that's how this works. And if you can master that, then you can actually escape this thing. You don't really need to make $800,000. You want to make 800, you want to make millions of dollars, but you want that to come through passive income through your assets that you own and or control because you invested in something and you didn't have to continue to work for it. All right. So once you make that decision, oh yeah, once you make the decision though, then this right here, you're like, cool. I already know what I got to do. I need to earn more money or take the money that I have sitting in savings and I need to invest in real estate, invest in business, invest in something that's going to continue to expand my net worth, right? And you cannot do that if you're just trying to earn money and save money. You've got to put that money to work. That's how that's the wealth playbook. It's been that way for decades. It's been that way for years. The challenge is we've all been indoctrinated to think something else, right? We're not like I heard, you're not financially illiterate. You've been financially indoctrinated to think a very specific way, to think like the middle class. Earn money, save money, that's it. Rather than the wealthy, earn money, invest money, multiply money. Their playbook is so different, but you got to choose the playbook you're going to live out of, right? You're going to use mommy and daddy, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, grandparents playbook because that's the playbook they're using, or you're going to use your own. You're going to listen to people who are focusing on building something. I'm going to get here. Just that's weird because people don't like when I say that, but my goal is to get to the top of the 1%. It's not just to get to the 1%. I want to be one of these giants. Why not? I can, you can, and I want to do that with everyday people like you. Like I said, rather than me trying to figure out how to go to like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan or partner with those guys, I want to go with my everyday investors, people, my sister, my kids, my wife, you guys that I know that follow me online, people that we support, people that support me, people I support. I want to do this with you guys. I don't want to send JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs money every month. They don't, I'm not saying they don't need it, but they don't need it. Your family needs it. My family needs it. I want to build that, and I can't build that by myself. I want to build that with you guys so that there's no shortage of money on the planet. I'm going to get to the top of the food chain, and I want to take a bunch of people to the top of the food chain with me. Um, so what's your decision for wealth? Are you going to make a wealth decision? Are you making a decision to kind of either hit that top 1%, $800,000 a year, or are you going to try to get to 13.7 million for net worth, or are you going to invest your way to the top? So not only do you have the investments, not just net worth, you have cash flow, you have assets, you have control, your company's making money, you are making money as an individual, your family's taken care of. That is and should be your playbook for creating wealth for you and your family. So yeah, like this video, share the video, comment on the video. What did you take away? Put it in the comments. Like, where do you want to be? What are you working on now? Like, what are you doing in your business? What are you doing as an entrepreneur? What are you doing as a professional? How are you using what you already have to be able to create wealth for you and your family? I would love to know that. And also, how can I help you do that? So like this video, share the video, comment on the video, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. Boom. Don't be a hater and a hider at the same time, man. I'll take all of it. I'm here for you. But I appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, do anything that you can, everything that you can to make wealth your duty for yourself, your family, and the people you love and care about. All right. You owe it to them. You owe it to yourself, man. You can, you should, you will. I promise. All right. Let's get it. Boom. Are you an accredited investor with $300,000 or more liquid in the bank? I want you to come and partner with me. Look, if you love real estate, passive income, and positive cash flow, appreciation over long periods of time, and you're willing to be patient, come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com. This is for accredited investors with $300,000 or more in the bank, ready to go. Come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com.